Hey everybody, Arturo Johnson here, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you the 5 things that you need in order to have a successful 50K per month telesales business. And in this video, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you the 5 action steps, the tools, the tactics, and the strategies so that you can have a successful telesales business. One of the biggest reasons why life insurance agents don't have success using telesales, number one, is they just find somebody that knows how to post a Facebook ad and they pay $1,000 for it and they throw it up, and then number one, it doesn't work because the ad copy's wrong. Number 2, the targeting's off. And then number 3, the budget is too low. And so what you want to do is you want to go to an expert. You want to make sure that you're using somebody as a reputable source. For example, if you need to get your roof fixed, you don't want to go to somebody that you know does roofs, does plumbing, and works on cars. You want to find somebody that's a specialist. Who is the best person that can assess my roof, that can give me an estimate, but also make me eligible that I could probably get into the insurance company to pay for it. So you want to make sure you find somebody that has the skill set to get the job done. And a lot of times with Facebook advertising, agents are throwing ads up and they're spending $20 a day. And then when it doesn't work, people don't pick up the phone, then they're not making any money. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 5 tips that you need in order to have success. And number 1 is you need to have self-generated leads at about 20 leads per day, okay? And this is very important because a lot of agents do know how to run Facebook ads, but they don't know the principles, right? And so the principles is that you need to use Archimedes' lever and the law of large numbers in your favor in order to have success. So what do I mean by that? So the first thing you need to understand is how many people is this advertising going to reach? So the average agent probably dials 250 to 300 per day. So in a week, if they're having 2 dial sessions, they may get up to 1,000 leads people that they make contact with in a week. If you leverage Facebook advertising, you want to reach a minimum 3,000 to 5,000. And when you do that, that's going to give you about 20 to 30 leads per day. Now I know what everybody else is saying, but if you want to have success and guarantee that you have success in your business, you need to be spending a minimum of $3,000 to $10,000 a month. I know people are promising that you can spend, $1,000 and get 60 highly qualified mortgage protection, underwritten, live transfer type things. But again, the risk that you take with that is it's like a scratch off. You don't have enough leads to guarantee that you have success. And so in order to guarantee that you have success, you need to have 20 to 30 leads coming in per day. And the reason why this is important is because when you generate self-generated leads, you end up with this momentum called too busy to fail. And what happens is when you have 20 to 30 leads coming in, after about 7 to 14 days, you end up having 20 or 30 appointments on your calendar every single day. And I'm gonna get into the calendar thing in just a second, but point number 1, you need to make sure that you have 20 to 30 leads coming in every single day. And every life insurance agent wants to use Facebook ads as this magical tool to escape from leads, but they don't want to spend the money. Online, you have to combat the no-show rate, which is about 50 to 60%. And the way that you do that is by your ad spend. So if you're a life insurance agent and you want change, then you got to be willing to invest more than just a little piece of change. So number 2, once you got 20 to 30 leads coming in every single day, you need to hire 2 dialers. Why 2? Because you want one person working during the day and then you want one person working at night. And what happens is you also want to stagger somebody that they can work Saturdays and Sundays. So you may have one person working Monday through Friday and then another person starting on Wednesday and they work Wednesday to Sunday. And again, I'm a business consultant that specializes in helping life insurance agents. So I know what the typical process that you guys have learned is just how I get 1 dialer. But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is there's a business process to automating and having a predictable system. And there's some things that you need to make sure that you have in place. Number 1, you need to have 24/7 prospecting, leveraging AI. Number 2, you need to have somebody dial in leads 24/7. And then number 3, you need to have a CRM that follows up with them. Again, you know that there's a 7 to 15 touch points before somebody purchases from you. So you want to make sure that they've seen your ads multiple times. They filled out a form. They've got a text, they got an email, they got a phone call, they got a follow-up, they've got retargeted on Facebook. You want to make sure that you have all of these things. And what happens is a lot of life insurance agents just get the first step. And you got to think of these as buckets. You got to fill up the lead bucket, you got to fill up the appointment bucket, and then you got to fill up the CRM bucket. And until you fill up all of these buckets, you don't really have the flow that you need, and it's not really working at its capabilities. So I hope that makes sense. So the reason why you want to have $2 is because $1 is supposed to be responsible for booking you a minimum of 8 to 10 appointments a day. And this is how you get to having 20 appointments a day. Now, the key to that is you need to have those certain increment with the settings, and I'll kind of go into that in just a second, because that's the point number 3, is you need to have a link to your calendar in your lead form so that prospects can self-book themselves. So once you got the marketing down, you got the messaging down, you got the creative down, you got the copy down, you have your $2 to dial them, right? They're gonna book you probably 8 appointments a day. And then you're gonna get, with that amount of spend, you're probably gonna get 3 to 4 auto bookings per day, depending on how your copy is done. Now in the AA program, where some of our clients pay $10K per month for us to do this for them, they're getting between 6 to 10 auto bookings because we're using a branding strategy where it's a personal branding, where I'm not giving them branded leads, they're branding themselves and speaking to the marketplace on their own. So, and what happens is you end up with 100 appointments a week, right? So if you've been in the field and you know who John Wetmore is, right? He always talks about the 30, 15, 12 ratios. Well, those are the same ratios in order for you to write 400,000 a year. With online, you just need to have more appointments because you need to factor in the no-shows. And this is a good thing because online, you can affect the throughput to influence the outcome. If you have more appointments, you're probably gonna make more sales. And the reason why you need to have 100 is because you can combat people not showing up. And if you structure your calendar properly, you'll never ever have to worry about if somebody no-shows you because you've got 19 other people booked into your calendar. And the best thing is you don't have to fight traffic. You don't have to worry about getting porched. You don't have to worry about getting stood up. And if you just need to take a break, you can go and take a walk. So that's number 3. So let me just recap. Number 1, you need to generate 20 to 30 leads every single day. Number 2, you need to have $2 to make sure that you get 20 appointments a day. And then number 3, you need to make sure that you have a total of 100 appointments per week to make sure that you can have a 30, 40, even 50K per month telesales business. Right. Number 4, and this is one that most agents, even the top agents, they get good at doing it one way, and they don't alter their process enough. And then once they do finally alter it, they get so far off the script because they start shooting from the hip, and that's having a 7-figure script. The top agents don't miss, right? There's a saying that amateur practices until it gets it right, and a professional practices until it can't get it wrong. And so if you want to be successful, you need to make sure that you're doing it the same way every single time, right? So what I mean by that, you need to have a mechanism that can take a stranger and turn them into a paying client at one single 45-minute phone call, and you need to have a proven script. And even if you don't use a script, you need to have it out so that you can make sure you don't miss anything during the process. And what happens is this mechanism now removes the variance from your business because you got multiple variables in your business. The first one you got is the lead variable, right? People filling out the form or not filling out the form. The second one you have is people that booked appointments or if they show up to the appointment, right? And then you got the third one, which is if you make a sale or not. And so if you can solve the first two, right, you can stabilize the last one by having a 7-figure script that makes sure that you close at that 50, 60, 75% every single time. And if you've done thousands and thousands of presentations, you know that over time, you stop saying things or you start saying things. And if if you're not making sales or unmuting, then, you don't have anybody watching you like, hey man, why did you say that? And so when you don't use the script, you're shooting from the hip, which means that you're leaving sometimes sales up to chance, and we don't want to do that. So, and then the last thing is you need a CRM, and not just any CRM. You need a CRM that is already programmed with the system to nurture the leads, right? And so if you need 7 to 15 touch points, the reason why you need that is because nowadays online, right, trust is at an all-time low. Robocallers, PNs, spikes like, hey, your phone's been hacked, all of these things happening. So trust is at an all-time low. So people need to be nurtured to understand that you're the go-to person to help them with insurance. So, in saying that, you need to have a CRM, and not just a CRM, you need to have one that is proven, not things that you think would work. You need to make sure that you have a proven system that comes preloaded and ready to rock. And so in our programs, we have a client named Eric Hamadi, who is a wizard with having these systems already set up and having $1 million per month agency. And when he's one of our clients, he graced us with giving us a snapshot of a proven system that's already built. So now there's no variance on nurturing your leads, and there's no leaks in the boat. And this is very important. And I also want to say a CRM is only as important as the leads that go into it. So if you have a CRM, but you don't have enough leads, it doesn't really matter. The CRM is a secondary thing to nurture the leads that you already have. So a CRM is not going to fix your business. What's going to fix your business is having enough leads and enough appointments where you're too busy to fail, and that you get good or increase your closing ratio. Okay, so the fifth thing is a CRM that nurtures and builds trust with your prospects. And so I hope this video was helpful. Again, the 5 things that you need to have a successful telesales business to get to that 50K per month level. And if you found this video valuable, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and click the bell to be notified that you can get more videos just like this. I'll see you around.